Well, since I'm on an Italian film kick, I thought I might go over, which is mostly my Giallo DVD collection. First up, we have the classics of the genre, which is a close Dario Argento. Bird with the Crystal Plumage, Cat o' Nine Tails, Four Flies in Grey Velvet, his classic animal trilogy. Deep Red, a little more violent than his others, great film, highly recommended. Of course, then these ones aren't Giallos. We got Suspiria and Inferno, its sequel. I also got its third, Mother of Tears, over there. I just put them up there since they're Dario Argento, but also Tenebrae, great violent one, and Phenomena, the first Italian really horror film, thriller, whatever you want to call it, I had ever saw, and it got me hooked on Italian films forever. And of course, Opera, highly stylistic one too. Then over here we have some Blue Underground re-releases of some Anchor Bay stuff, Shore Night at Glass Stalls. Really like that one, really did. Who Saw Her Die, really did like that one too, really good stuff. The Case of the Bloody Iris, a little more trashy one, really enjoyed it for that aspect. Bloodstained Shadows, a pretty good one, of course, and then Sergio Martino's Torso, really violent one, really like that one. Black Belly of the Tarantula, one of the favorites of the genre, really did, very classic era Giallo, really like that one too. As you can tell, I really like Giallos. Haven't really had one I really disliked so far. Fifth Chord, that's perhaps one of the most beautifully shot Giallo there is. Not plot isn't as good as like Argento's or anything, but a fine looking Giallo there. Seven Deaths in a Cat's Eye. Here we finally come to one that's that one's pretty below average. It's very gothic, very Hammer-esque Giallo. Pajama Girl Case. That's kind of a very bizarre one. It doesn't have the plot follow through like the 1, 2, 3 plot. It skips around, so it can be confusing to some. Forbidden Photos of a Lady Above Suspicion. Luciano Ercole. Really, I enjoyed it. A lot of Giallo fans, I find that one kind of boring. There's not a lot of bodies, but it's a good thriller. I enjoyed it a lot. And of course, the out-of-print No Shame release of the Luciano Ercole Death box set, which includes his films Death Walks at Midnight and Death Walks on High Heels. I really enjoyed both of them. Death Walks at Midnight is probably his most famous film. That's the one with the guy with the spiked metal glove killing people. Case of Scorpion Tail, another out-of-print Giallo, Sergio Martino from No Shame. Really enjoyed that one too, really stylish again. I missed out on the opportunity to buy the No Shame release of The Strange Vice of Mrs. Wrath, so I had the opportunity to pick up Maya's re-release under the weaker title, Blade of the Ripper. Not as good DVD release, but I'd rather pay $15 for that than 40 for the Strange Vice version. And we got the out-of-print Shriek Show release of Sergio Martino's All the Colors of the Dark. Really stylistic, loved it. If you can get your hands on it, recommend it. And I got Mario Bava, the guy who created the genre, Blood and Black Lace, wonderful film. This release gets crapped on by a lot of fans. Fans of cult films, they tend to be the most picky when it comes to DVD and Blu-ray releases. I thought it was a great release. Can't complain about it at all. Out-of-print image release of House with Laughing Windows, very bizarre. Really, a lot of Giallo fans really think of this one highly. I'm not. I didn't really. I liked it, but I didn't really like it. And moving on, we got some Mondo Macabro releases. Luigi Cozzi's The Killer Must Kill Again. Not a very good title, but I'll tell you what, great Giallo. You know who the killer is right away throughout. It doesn't leave it up to the end like most Giallos, but really good film. Highly recommend picking this one up. And then we got a really trashy one, The French Sex Murders. Really enjoyed this one. A lot of fans really enjoy it. It's just silly, over the top, trashy. Has even as you can see from the cover, it's got a bogey look-alike. Got some more Giallos down here in my Lucio Fucci collection. I'll go over those more in a later review, of course. Lizard in a Woman's Skin, Don't Torture a Duckling, great films, can't recommend those more. The Psychic, aka Seven Notes in Black, not as good as the first two, but I enjoyed it. Of course, go down. Murder Rock's kind of a Giallo. Silly 80s one. Really, still enjoyed it. New York Rippers, you can consider that a Giallo. Really violent. Really, Fulci fans tend to really love that one. Cat in the Brain, that's kind of a pseudo Giallo. Very popular fans, but I didn't really like that movie at all. I own it just because it's Fulci paced together film. Oh, and down here in a box set I got Delirium, Lamberto Bava's. That's a 80s one. Compared to the 70s ones, that doesn't hold a candle to it, any of those. But I enjoyed it for a trashy 80s Giallo. I'll admit it, I enjoyed it. And I got another movie over here, Delirium. Different movie. This is the really screwed up one. With Mariska's father, Mickey Agate. That was a really screwed up one. It's kind of, not really, sort of a pseudo Giallo, but if you like screwed up movies, I recommend that one. And of course they have the Bava box sets, which have some Giallos in them, but that's it for my Giallo collection, really. Not nearly as in-depth as my spaghetti western collection. I don't like them as much as spaghetti westerns, but a fine genre nonetheless. Some really great films in there.